Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your weekly general tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. I just want to say a massive thank you so much for joining me. So, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please feel welcome. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. And they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. And I just want to say, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit the share button, and hit the subscribe button if it resonates. It really does help the channel. It really helps the engagement. It really helps the algorithm and all of that business. With that said, let's get into it. And I'm about to disappear. Abracadabra. Sorry, I know, I'm a bit of a geek. All right, for your overarching energies of the week, we've got the Hierophant card. Love that. With the Star card, okay. And the Nine of Wands. So the Hierophant is the number 5, and I don't even know where I was going with that. It's not relevant. All I wanted to say is, so the Hierophant and the Star, because the Hierophant is given this week, there's going to be a lot of focus on our faith, on our belief structures and systems, but also like our daily experience. You couple that with the Star card, I think this is something that maybe is what we would consider tried and true, goes online, right? So, what am I trying to say? It could be that there is a conversation or a narrative happening this week on the wider world stage that centers around faith, hope, charity, all of those kinds of things, like the virtues in life, let's say. The other thing is with the Star card, because this, aside from being groups of people and all of that kind of stuff, it also represents hope. And so this with the Nine of Wands, there's a very, even though it's the Nine of Wands, which represents, the battered and bruised soldier, it's that feeling of, you just made it. Only just, but you made it. What this says to me more than anything else is, there might be an element this week where you find yourself really leaning on your faith, really tapping into what you believe, right? And whatever your beliefs are, nobody has the right to tell you what they are or are not, or should not be. Your faith is one of the few frontiers that you can't be, there are many institutions that have tried, but your faith and your connection to the cosmos is one of the few things left that nobody can charge you for, right? And so when I see this, there is a feeling this week that your faith is really what's going to get you through. And because it's the Hierophant with the Star card, there's a not necessarily like a collaboration, but a congregation is coming together in mourning in some way. So, or not necessarily just in mourning, but like there's a congregation of some sort that is coming together that I think has a religious or a spiritual slant to it. So on the wider world stage, we've got the Two of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups and the World card. So the World card is a community card. So this tells me that communities, collaborative efforts, they're really going to be a thing this week. And the Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups is about releasing or removing this idea of what finance and money and possessions, etc., are meant to be, and finding a way to bring a more charitable energy to that. I think this is going to be some kind of world aid. I really do. I think there's going to be some kind of global effort where we the people pull together in order to support another, maybe another country, maybe a different people, whatever the case might be. And something that if you've been with me long enough, you've heard me say this many a time, but I always think that it's relevant and worth reminding people of. When the shit hits the fan and things get serious, it's we the people that help. You know, there's a song by a girl called Birdie, and it's called People Help the People. And that's really how I see it. That is the truth of it, because when the shit hits the fan, and I'm always reminded, and I like to give this example because it really illustrates the point. When the banks needed bailing out, who was it that came forward? It was the taxpayers and the people. We footed the bill, right? Even though it was the bankers that fucked up. When we had the London riots here, I think it was like 2012, 2013, it was quite a serious time here in London. And one of the things that really struck me was the amount of destruction that happened in those communities. Once it was all over, it was the communities themselves that pulled together to really fix everything and put everything right and put it back to where it needed to be. The government barely helped. They'll turn around and say like, oh, you know, we did this and we did that. They didn't do shit all, quite frankly. So when I say it's the people that help the people, when you see these global disasters happen and stuff, it's not the big government. Like, yes, they ship the troops or whatever out, but again, they're using a resource that has nothing to do with them. It's the people that really come forward to help each other. We've got the judgment card for Monday with the Nine of Cups. I love that. What a beautiful combination. And the reason I say that's beautiful is because it represents some kind of past wound or healing that is going to take place, but it's on a very large scale. On a more personal level, this is some wound from the past that you've had to acknowledge. There's going to be help and support for us to overcome something that has been a real heavy burden for us to carry, or some kind of challenge in our lives over the course of the last, over the course. Let me just stop there. When we come into Tuesday, we've got the Chariot card, so things start to pick up. Wow, okay. And then we've got the Judgment card. There's definitely something happening on the global stage this week, and it's going to call for a lot of people to come together to support. I wouldn't be surprised if there are people traveling backwards and forwards to go and support. It's like, you know, again, with all the world disasters and stuff, you know, doctors will show up. Different types of people come forward to help. Monday and Tuesday, I think this is going to be, I think this whole week has an element of we the people, the global population, we're pulling together to work with or on, or as a collaborative effort on something. On a more personal level, the Chariot card ramps things up and moves things forward, but with the Judgment card, this is a call to action, and it's a call to action that is really for the global populace in some way, shape or form. It's like, how can you show up? On Wednesday, we've got the Tower card. So last week we had the Tower in this position as well, right? Yikes. Okay, so there's no getting around that, right? The Death card with the Tower card, with such an emphasis on global energy, on collaborative energy, on community energy. This is a touch wood. I hope I'm wrong, and I really don't relish these predictions. I always hope to be wrong in these regards, and it's hard to see it once you've predicted it. I'm just going to tell you straight up. There have been many, many tears cried over the years of the work that I do when I see it, and then I see it in the real world unfold. It doesn't get any easier, I can assure you. This is likely to be death on a large scale, and I touch wood. I really hope I'm wrong on this front, but I can't. There's no getting around that. It's the Tower card with the Death card. On a more sort of philosophical or sort of mental level, this could be the release or the letting go of something that you know has only served to disrupt your life. That could be a relationship, it could be a friendship, right? But peace follows, which is always good to know. And we've got the Magician card here as well. Be careful about what you buy into as an idea or the cause or the reason for things on Thursday. What I'll also say is, when it comes to the healthcare industry, there will be a lot of big conversations on Thursday. a lot of big conversations, and there's probably going to be some kind of new direction or movement that unfolds that I think is going to surprise everyone. For your Friday, you have the Emperor and the Seven of Swords. Yeah. Thursday and Friday, just be very mindful of what you buy into. I mean, I'm sure you all will be anyway. If you watch this channel, I know you will be. But Thursday and Friday, just, yeah, be really, really discerning about what you listen to and what you buy into. And then for the weekend, we've got the Empress and the World card, right? It's going to be a hard road. There's no getting past that. But by the time we get to the end of the week, there will be light at the end of the tunnel. This is really strange to me because it looks like whatever is taking place is going to be a big toll, but it seems to clear the way on a natural sort of level, whether this is a piece of land, a large swathe of land, etc. There's something that really seems to be moving in a way that's very beneficial for people on the earth sort of based level. Let's have a look. So if you would like to book your personal tarot reading with me, please hit the link in the description box below. If you haven't got your Elements PDF yet that shows you how to really dig into the elements of tarot and a tarot spread, all of that completely free, just sign up to my mailing list, link in the description, and you will be able to all right. You'll be able to get that. So your next move oracle is all is well, no worries. I mean, look at the cards that it falls on, right? The World card and the Empress card. This feels like a crescendo moment. Whatever this is, it's kind of like it goes up like this. It kind of goes up, it peaks, and then it comes down. By the time we get to the weekend, I'm not saying this goes away overnight, because with this kind of energy it won't. But what it does tell me, especially because the World card is the card that follows the Judgment card, and we had a double hit of the Judgment card, so the peak moment, the crescendo, will happen. But by the time we get to the end of the week, we're going to see, you know what, this has actually cleared the way for something. I don't know if you've seen, there's a film called The Day After Tomorrow. It's one of those disaster movies. You know, and I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's just, you know, that's how I deal with shock a lot of the time. But basically in that, they have this giant storm that wipes out quite a lot of the northern hemisphere. But then after, the people that are up in space say, like, I've never seen the sky so clear. And they basically, from there on in, like, it's intimated that at the end, they really start to pay more attention and care to the earth. So I wonder if this is our true mother, you know, decides to speak up very loudly. If you've been with me long enough, you will have heard me say that, right? The planet is adept at healing itself, and if it means taking us out to do so, it won't even blink, right? I hope that's not the case, and I really hope that I'm wrong about this week, but we will see. All right, with that said, I wish you, let's come back in. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Look after yourselves, please stay safe, and also look after each other, because we are all we've got. All right, with that said, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.